In this video, we're going to look at the rational root theorem for polynomials. And this is part one of a series. Now you can see my definition here for the rational root theorem. Okay. For a given polynomial, the list of possible roots can be found by determining the ratio of p over q, where p represents the factors of the constant and q represents the factors of the leading coefficient. All right, so let's see how this applies to polynomials. Let's say you have a polynomial. All right. Well, let's say it's x to the fourth minus this, just some other things. Like so. All right. Now, in this problem, let's talk about what factors of p are and the factors of q. Okay. Now, p is your constant of your polynomial, the number at the end. All right. Q is this leading coefficient. All right, the leading coefficient in this particular problem is 1. So what we can do is list out the factors of p. P is 6, all right? Therefore, its factors are 1, 2, 3, and 6, all right? Q is 1, and its set of factors is just 1, okay? So what that means for p over q would be the ratio of those lists of factors. So what you would do is you start with plus or minus because we don't know the combination. How did you get this -6? Was it -1 times +6? Was it -6 times +1? You don't know how that's set up. Pardon me. So what we do is we do the first factor here divided by the first factor in this set. So 1 divided by 1 is 1. Then we move on. The first factor here divided by, again, the first factor in the second q. So 2 divided by 1 is 2. Then we do 3 divided by the q value, which is 1. So that's 3, plus or minus 3. And finally, plus or minus 6. Essentially, what you're doing is you're dividing each factor in this list by every factor in this list. Okay? And what this represents are the possible rational roots of the polynomial. Okay, possible. Remember, rational means non-repeating, non-terminating decimals or repeating and terminating aloud. Okay, remember, rational means repeating and terminating decimals are allowed. Okay, irrational, that'd be numbers like pi or the square root of 2. Those could be in the polynomial as well. Remember, this 4 up here represents the number of complex zeros. Now, complex zeros include all real numbers and all possible imaginary numbers that are zeros of the polynomial. Okay, so this is just a list of the possible rational roots. Those that end, those that terminate, those that might have a repeating decimal involved. So that's something you have to keep in mind. So let's look at a second example. Okay, well, this time my p is 3. Therefore, its factored list is 3, plus or minus 1. Let me rewrite that. Not plus or minus, just its list of factors are 1 and 3. My q is 2. Therefore, its list of factors are 1 and 2. Now, to finish this up, what you do is you say p over q again. So plus or minus, and you start with the first of this one and divide it by the first of this set. So 1 divided by 1 is 1. Then you do the second of this one divided by, again, the first of this one. So 3 divided by 1 is 3. Then you take the first of this set now, and you move on, and you divide it by the second of this set. So 1 divided by 2. And then finally, you take the second of this set and divide it by the second of that set. And there's your list. Okay, again, those are your possible rational roots. And in my next video, I'm going to talk about how to use them. Let me do another example, one last example. Let's say we have 4x squared, 4x cubed, or let's say to the fourth, minus 6x cubed plus 8x plus 24. Okay? So we go through the process again. We say our factors of p is 24. Therefore, its factors are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, and 24. And then we have the q, which is 4. So its factors are 1, 2, and 4. So now we do our p over q list. Okay. I'm going to give myself a little more room for it. Here we go. Again, we start with the first term of this set and divide it by the first term of this set. And we do that for every term in here. So that means we're going to do 1 divided by 1, which is 1. Then we do 2 divided by 1, which is 2. 3 divided by 1, 3. 4 divided by 1, 4. 6 divided by 1, 6. And then 8. And then 12. And then 24. But we're not done yet. Because now we have to do every number in this set divided by the second number of this set. So that would be 1 divided by 2. And then you would have 2 divided by 2. Wait a minute, 2 divided by 2, that's 1. See, that's already in the set, so we don't have to list that. Then we do 3 divided by 2, that's 3 halves. Then we do 4 divided by 2. But wait, 4 divided by 2 is 2. That's already in the set, so we don't have to repeat. Then 6 divided by 2, well, that's 3, so we don't have to write that. Then 8 divided by 2, that's 4. We don't have to write that. Then 12 divided by 2, that's 6. 24 divided by 2, that's 12. Okay, so that's all we have to list out of that set. Now, we take this entire set again and then go divided by the 4. So 1 divided by 4 is plus or minus 1/4. 2 divided by 4 reduces to 1/2. See, that's already there. Then we have 3 divided by 4. Then 4 divided by 4, well, that's 1. Then 6 divided by 4. Wait a minute, 6 divided by 4 can be reduced, and that is 3 halves. So that we don't include that in the list. Then we do 8 divided by 4, that's 2. Then 12 divided by 4 is 3, that's in the list. Then 24 divided by 4, that's 6, that's also in the list. So here is our complete list of factors. All right, and that's how you do the rational root theorem. Now in part 2 of this is I'm going to show you how to use these to help you find roots of the polynomial. Okay, that would be the goal. And that's what we have them for, to help us guess roots of a polynomial. All right, well, have a great day and look out for part 2.